I found out my girlfriend had been secretly seeing a guy friend for months while we were together. Now she wants forgiveness, but I don't know if I can trust her again. It all started about a year ago when I met this girl. Let's call her Jane. I had just come out of a long-term relationship a few months before, and honestly, I wasn't looking to get tied down again. I was just hoping to find someone to chill with, maybe smoke, hang out, and see where things went from there. So, the first time Jane came over, we smoked a bit, and then headed to my room to hang out. Everything was going smoothly, and we were getting pretty close when she suddenly stopped and said, "Wait, I want something more with you." From that moment on, I felt like I wanted more with her too. After that, we started talking every day, hanging out whenever we could during the week, though she'd go back home every weekend since she was still in school. I found myself really falling for her, but I still didn't feel ready for a full-on relationship. So, for about 3 months, we just talked exclusively. More because it was what she wanted. Eventually, we made it official, but almost right after, winter break hit, and we both had to head back home. When Jane went home, things started to change. She didn't seem like the same person anymore. She became distant, barely responding to me. And at times, she'd even accuse me of cheating whenever I went out. Both of us were hanging out with our hometown friends, so I didn't think it was a big deal that we were going out separately. She never seemed to have an issue with it before. Jane had this guy best friend back home. Let's call him TJ. They were always just friends, or at least that's how it seemed. But something felt off about him when she first went home for the break. They hung out once or twice at her place, but it was always with her family around. She'd send me videos of them all taking shots, smoking, and just having a good time, so I didn't overthink it. Plus, Jane even went snowboarding with me and my buddies during the break after she'd hung out with TJ, which made me feel like everything was cool between them. After that trip, she went on a snowboarding trip with her family, and things between us seemed pretty normal again. So, Jane had been acting a little off lately, and I couldn't help but get suspicious. Curiosity got the better of me, and I ended up checking her saved snaps without her knowing. What I found hit me hard. There were pictures of her and TJ from the very beginning before she and I even got serious. They were laying on each other, going out every time she went home, snowboarding together, telling each other, "I love you," and I could see him hitting on her. I knew it was wrong to snoop, but I couldn't help myself. When I confronted her, she admitted that they had kissed, but claimed it was long before she even knew me. She also came clean about taking him on that family trip while we were dating and hiding it from me for almost a year. She said she didn't think we were that serious at the time. We had a long talk, and we managed to work things out. She blocked him on everything, saying their friendship wasn't worth risking our relationship over. But to be honest, I didn't fully buy it. For almost 3 months, she'd been hanging out with this guy, and I trusted her the whole time. Now, I just feel like a fool. Then last night, about a month after the first time I went through her phone, I did it again. This time, I searched specific keywords in her texts. I looked up his name, but everything was deleted. Then I searched my name and went back to those early days. Turns out, her best friend didn't even know we were dating until 2 months in. Her friend said it wasn't a big deal, and that Jane was probably just bored. Finally, I searched the word kissed. And sure enough, she admitted to kissing a friend who had come to visit her for the weekend. I checked her camera roll, and she was with me both before and after that weekend. But the day it happened, I was out of town. I know it was TJ, because I remember he visited around that time. This all happened during the first month we were talking, and here we are almost a year later. Now I don't know what to think. Does she still feel the same way about me? Or maybe even about him? I haven't confronted her yet, and honestly, I'm not sure what my next move should be.